And we'll start with Ira Wenderman. Go ahead, Ira.
Yes. Hey, Bam. How are you?
What up, Ira?
Hey, Bam. Last time we spoke to you was just the day you received your extension and sort of worked through that. And it's been a little while since. Has it sort of set into you the responsibility that comes with it, the obligation, and sort of just being at a different place in the hierarchy right now? Thank you.
What you mean, like hierarchy? Like,
I mean,
elaborate.
just the expectations that you're the quote unquote being a max player and sort of being at a different place than the impetuous rookie who is just showing people that he belongs.
Uh, Big responsibility. I feel like I've come to figure that out. Like, I have a big responsibility on this team, so the money don't change my responsibility in my head. My whole thing was when I got in the NBA was I got to win the championship. And that mindset didn't change because I got an extension. That's always been my goal. We got there this year. It wasn't good enough. Now we got to keep figuring out and keep progressing.
All right, next we have Anthony Chang with the Miami Herald. Go ahead.
Why didn't you go first?
Ira beat me to it. Sorry, man. A few of the incoming rookies, including Precious, have said that they've kind of watched and studied your game to kind of model their parts of their games after yours. And I think Rashawn Holmes from the Kings said yesterday he's been studying tape of you and your passing to become a better passer. When you hear stuff like that, like how does it make you feel in regards to how far you've come just in these 3 years and how much you've grown, where you see other guys around the league trying to model their games after yours?
It just shows respect for my game. And I feel like I'm trying to change basketball. Being a center, being able to play both sides of the ball, and being able to pass as well as I can. I feel like that's a different maker on the team, especially at the center spot. So, just it's respect at all levels.
And as far as Precious, he studied your game a lot in Memphis. Their coaches gave him tape of yours to watch. You see similarities between the two when you came out of Kentucky, and kind of what are your first impressions of what he can do?
He reminds me of myself when I was at Kentucky, but had way more leeway, and I feel like his rookie year gonna be better than mine. Me being honest. I feel like he has more skill than I did coming into my rookie year, and it's gonna be fun to work with Precious, and just figure out what his mindset is and what's his why and how he wants to go about his rookie year. And if I do my fourth year, UD's kind of pushing me into that leadership role. So just figuring out how I can make him as comfortable as possible.
All right, next we have Brandon Tobin with 790 The Ticket Radio. Go ahead.
Hey, Ben. Curious to see what your process was after the finals loss this year. Both Tyler and Duncan talked about using it as motivation, both feeling like they could have given more in that series. I know you were dealing with some injuries in it, but just how did you, soak in how the season ended and what it's going to mean going into this year?
It sucked. That's how I can put the feeling in the losing in the finals. It sucked. There's no in between. There's wins and then there's misery. So there's no in between that. So it's definitely motivating because we felt like we got there and left empty-handed. I felt like I really did. Just put my shoulder aside that 2 more games we could have been champions. So think about it like that. You get that far and you come empty-handed. So it's definitely motivating, seeing other people celebrate something special and you having that same opportunity. So, my mindset is definitely kicked up a gear, and I'm really locked in and looking forward to the season. I feel like that was the ups and downs between games in our defense. We was up and down on that side of the ball and just trying to find a steady flow. And I feel like we maintained that in the playoffs. So doing that for the regular season and playoffs, everybody's got to be mentally prepared.
All right, next up we have Nick Friedel with ESPN. Go ahead.
Bam, I know you mentioned that money doesn't change your responsibility at all, but on a broader sense, what is it like signing a contract that's could be worth almost $200 million?
I mean, think about what you just said for real, and just really process that. And that's how I kind of felt. Thinking like, an organization believes in me to where I'm worth 163, possibly 200 mil. So when you put in that form, it's responsibility really kicks in and it really hits home. Now it's my time to figure out how we can win, how we can get to that level of comfortability where we can raise that trophy. And that's my goal. That's the responsibility I have, and I'm gonna figure that out one way or another.
Do you think it's you being more vocal? I know you mentioned that with what you do with Sam, but is it right off the top after you sign that deal? Is it, hey, I need to assert myself a little more than maybe I have?
I wouldn't say that. It's more so being an impactful player, and that doesn't mean I have to be any more assertive. I just got to figure out bits and pieces of ways to make this team better to the point where we can get over the hump. It's gonna be at times where I'm gonna have to be assertive. I know that, and my team knows that, and then nobody's mad at that. So it's one of those things where I can kind of flow into being one of those hardcore leaders like UD in my own way, because my coaches and my staff want me to do that, but do it in my way and still be impactful.
All right, next we have Heat TV announcer Eric Reed. Go ahead.
Thank you, Nick. Hey, Bam. Welcome back, and really congratulations. You earned every penny, and there's not a soul that would not agree with that. I'm just wondering, the best thing for any player, especially a young player, is getting playoff experience, and you and your teammates, now have finals experience. Fueled by that and the motivation you talked about, where do you see your game going this year? And then I want to talk to you about your team expectations.
Where do I see my game? I'm just trying to become an all-around better player. My nickname in the organization is No Ceiling, so that gives you a point of where I want my game to be. I want to have no ceiling and be the best player that I can be and win this city a championship. So, and then for my team, you said team expectation, right?
Yeah, with 12 of the 15 guys back, plus the addition of playoff tested veterans like Avery and Mo, and the promise of this number 20 pick that could be a great compliment to you and your team.
Yeah. So I feel like we're moving in the right direction. They made moves, and I don't know. For the team, I expect us to have a better understanding of how long a season is and how we can put ourselves in a position like we did last year to where we can keep chipping at this. If it starts from me and Jimmy and just goes below, and we want to be back there. We want to be back in the finals. That's a team expectation. The guys are coming into a culture where it might be different at first until we all realize that at the end of the day, we all want the same goal, and we don't care who scores the most points, who gets the job done, as long as at the end of the day we end up with W's. I kind of felt that. Like I said earlier, I felt like I was changing the game because, you don't see too many centers in this league playing both sides of the ball, but also guarding 1 through 5 and running the offense. And, like between me and Jimmy do most of the heavy lifting. So just for people to want to be like me and kind of take bits and pieces from my game, it's kind of how I looked up the Lamar Odom and Kevin Garnett. You know, just looking up to those guys, it's kind of like the same thing. Except I'm 23, but it's all respect. You know, I definitely thought about it. I definitely want to be when long time down the road when my career ends. Whenever somebody mentions top 5 center or top 5 power forward, they always got to mention my name, and you know that's how I want to be remembered. So keep changing basketball.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Manny Navarro with The Athletic.
Hey, Bam, congrats on the contract. You mentioned earlier that, Udonis is really, I guess, pushing you to lead. I'm curious how he goes about that. What kind of things he says to you, what those conversations are like, how often you talk to him during the day. I mean, can you just describe the way that relationship is evolved? Because obviously Spoelstra and everybody in the organization value UD for that leadership that he brings, and maybe how he's trying to pass that on to you.
The one thing I love about UD is he's 100% honest. No matter how bad or how good it comes out, or how he says it comes from the heart, and that's one thing I respect about him. You know, I feel like that man's a big brother that I never had, and you know, through this thing, he's taught me life lessons. He's taught me basketball lessons. He's taught me business decisions, and you know, just he wants dudes looking up to him to be something great, and you know that's what I respect about him. You know, y'all have probably seen in the finals or in the East Conference Finals, he's standing up in the huddle, being vocal, and everybody knows it's coming from the heart when he speaks. So just trying to get to that point where when I say something, everybody look at me because they know it's not just coach. I guess you could say coach speak, kind of, without being a coach. But you know, like I said, he's like a big brother, and he's trying to push me in that seat of where he was or where he is technically. And I'd rather him be around than me stepping in that role. So I'm gonna keep pushing for him to keep coming back. I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time.
All right, next we have Anthony Chang.
I mean, you guys had a lot of success with smaller lineups, especially in the playoffs last season. But you guys brought back a lot of size this year and also added Precious, who kind of is another guy in that power rotation. Do you think you guys can leverage that into a strength this season? And what challenges does that pose to opponents, you know, in a league where it seems like most teams are going smaller? You guys, you know, brought back a lot of skilled big men.
I feel like it worked because, like you said, we brought back a lot of skilled big men. So all of us are versatile. And, you know, when you got bigs that are versatile, that can help the team, help the guards, you know, do different things, it just makes our team better. Then you have 2 of us out there on the court at the same time. And it's a big difference. So I feel like us being so versatile at the big spot is going to help us out a lot this year.
All right, next we have Heat courtside reporter Jason Jackson. Go ahead, Jax.
Thanks, Nick. Good morning, Bam. 2 questions. First of all, how are you feeling? I know this quick turnaround probably didn't allow for the usual time to get back to a full 100%, but are there any restrictions as you go into work?
Nah, I'm good. You know, I feel like that's been a big question. Am I healthy? I'm healthy. Back in the gym, and you know, ready for the season to get going. You know, I feel like it feels like a longer time than what I expected, just for the fact that we ended the season on a loss. So you know, 2 weeks seemed like two months, and you know when there's misery involved. So ready to get the season back, ready to get going. You know, ready to get the new guys acclimated to the Heat culture. I feel like it's gonna be a great season.
And then the second question for you is, defensively, how do you view your continued growth when you're already all defense, you already have an iconic moment that we all have on our T-shirts, but there is still all NBA defense first team. There still is defensive player of the year that can kind of dangle as a carrot.
Yeah, I'm for sure that's one of my goals, my accolades that I want. You know, I want to be decent player of the year, and I feel like I can do it. My teammates believe in me, my staff believes in me, and the organization believes in me. So just gotta go out there and play a little more defense.
Next, we have Shannon Irish with Heat TV.
Hi, Bam. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Good. I want to ask you about Andre as a teammate. He's not only on the court, but he's an investor in several companies. He wrote a book. He's part of the Players Association. How does having somebody like that as a teammate show you how much you can take the game of basketball and do so many different things with it?
Having a teammate like Dre, it's kind of similar to UD as a sense, without all the explicit words, I guess. But just hearing Dre talk and seeing how he thinks and how he operates is you start to pick up little things from him. So just asking him a couple questions, just getting to know him, and now that I've known him for almost, has it been a year? It's about to be a year. So just having almost a year under my belt of knowing Dre, you can kind of call him and pick his brain. So just having him on the team, he's like another UD, and he's got that experience of winning championship. He's got that experience of being a Finals MVP. He knows what it takes to win. So having him in UD and all of us having that Finals experience is great for us, great for our team, and I'm happy to have Dre on my side.
All right, next we have Amanda Ferguson with WFMY TV North Carolina. Go ahead, Amanda.
Hey, Bam. Being a guy from the Triad playing basketball at High Point, how does it feel to get this big contract and be able to take care of your family, especially your mom?
I'm from the 252. I'm not from the Triad. Just wanna.
Well, playing high school here.
Okay, makes sense. Never, sorry, I just wanted to clear it up before my city get mad that I didn't claim the 252. But being from where I'm from, a lot of dudes don't make it, and being one of many and being able to take care of my mom, being able to take care of the people around me, it's a great feeling. That's an undescribable feeling to be able to pay off any debt or being able to just do little things for your family and just make a difference in our life. I've always been I've been about giving to people, so it's been an easy transition for me to just help my family out and make sure everybody around me is straight.
All right, next we have Joe B with Heat.com. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Bam. Yesterday, Spo said that you're a lot like Jimmy in the sense that you impact winning across the board. How does that make you feel when he says that? I know, you and Jimmy have a great relationship.
It just shows, man. I feel like I don't know, we weren't the most skilled, we weren't the most talented out of our group, and I feel like we're similar because our work ethic is through the roof, and we both came from nothing and made something out of it. And that's why I respect Jimmy so much, because his story is kind of like mine, just in a way different sense of where he comes from, how he was raised. But we all was raised tough, and having a dude like that on my side, knowing what he's been through, I know he's not gonna give up on me, and I'm not gonna give up on him.
Thank you, Bam.
All right, next we have Wes Lammy. Go ahead, Wes.
Hey, Bam. Congratulations again. Bam, first and foremost, there were times in the playoffs you were just literally calling yourself out on the team not playing well or losing because of you. Can you just share your mindset? Obviously now, is that still raising in terms of your game and the mindset? And obviously, just on a side personal note, when you signed the contract officially, can you share maybe a moment you had with your mom directly, possibly?
Well, since the second question is the one I remember, I'll go with that one first. But it was one of those moments where you just sit back and really think about it for real. We said a prayer. I hugged my mom, kissed her. But I don't know. I don't really know how to describe that feeling unless you were there to witness it or you're there. It's one of those things where you work for it to be in a situation where you can take care of your mom forever. So it's a beautiful, beautiful moment for me. I can't really describe it. I got a secret present for her for Christmas. So she'll get a kick out of that.
All right, next we have Christos Saltas with SDNA Greece. Go ahead.
Hello, Bam. Congratulations on your new contract. Well deserved. I have two questions for you. The first one is which were the biggest sacrifices for you from when you start to play ball through now?
My biggest sacrifice?
Yes, yes.
I wouldn't say there was too many sacrifices because at the end of the day, this is what I love to do, and this made me who I am. Basketball in a sense. So it wasn't too many things I was really mad over sacrificing over basketball. So I can't really give you like a lot of. I mean, yeah, I sacrificed hanging with my friends. I can still find time to hang with my friends. So I didn't really sacrifice anything to play basketball because that was like my priority. That was how my mom was gonna eat. That was how I was gonna make it out. So it wasn't really anything to sacrifice over basketball.
And the second one is what you prefer most, and championship with the Miami Heat or a jersey and a retirement ceremony.
A championship. A jersey retirement be cool, but if I got a ring, it'll last forever. I can always say like I'm a champion. Like a lot of dudes can't go in the NBA and say like I'm a champion. This is ring. But for me, between a retired jersey or a championship, I'm gonna pick a championship.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Warren Shaw of Shaw Sports. Go ahead, Warren. Go ahead, Warren. You're up. All right, he may be having issues. We'll move on. We'll go to Yenny Torres from Tab Deportes. Go ahead.
Hi. Hello, Bam.
Hi.
My question is, what do you feel about the new rules and new season, new contract? Which were your expectations?
Expectations for the season?
Yeah, for new rules, new season.
It's definitely gonna be different. It's kind of like the bubble situation. You got to be open to it. So, I'm open to us how we're going about this. Everybody's doing the correct protocol to stay safe, and I feel like it's gonna go smoothly if everybody stays within the protocols and just stay safe.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go with Charles Talden with the free agent France.
Hi, Bam, and congratulations also for your new contract. I just wanted to know how this short off season has and maybe will impacted the whole team regarding training, regarding your physical form.
Well, as everybody know, the Miami Heat likes to be in tip-top shape. So from the time the finals ended till now, I don't think any of us are out of shape. I don't think we're that far off from being in the shape that we were in the finals, if that makes sense. So, I feel like that's gonna be good for us. And yeah. What was the second part of the question?
No, that was it. That was it. Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll close up with the final question from David Cianonetto from Gazzetta dello Sport, Italy. Go ahead.
Hey, Bam, congrats for the contract. When you started last season, a year ago, I guess, what were your expectations? And I'm pretty sure you exceeded that.
My expectations for...
Yeah,
Last season?
Yeah. I mean, when you started the season, I'm pretty sure you didn't imagine to become, to have this breakout year, become like an all-star, go to the finals.
I did, because if you go in the recent interviews that I had earlier in the year, I said if I average 16, 10, and 5, I could be an all-star. And I did that. So I don't think I was really off a lot from what I expected. Going into the bubble, I wanted to win the finals. We got to the finals, and that was a different outcome. So just looking to, the things that I didn't complete, just looking to do those and complete those this season.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Bam. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.